Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 3 review number 2. Remember to show all your work, circle or box your final answer. All right, number 1. It says, are the following lines, are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Justify your answer with mathematical evidence, so we need evidence, and a complete sentence, one of our favorite words right there. So to figure out if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither, I need to know the two slopes, okay? We already know one of the slopes, which is m equals -3/7, okay? Let's find out the other one. To do that, we have to solve for x, so that means I have to get the x to the other side. Don't forget your negatives right now. -7y equals -3x plus 14. Okay, to get the y by itself, we have to divide by -7, and we get y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and we get a slope of 3/7. So, are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Well, they're opposite, but are they opposite reciprocal? No, so if they're not opposite reciprocal, they're not perpendicular. They're not 100% the same, so they're not parallel. So that leaves us with an answer of neither. Okay? Now, write a sentence about that, guys. I want to see what you think. Pause the video, write something down, and see if it matches what I get. Okay? Good luck. Okay, so I'm an overachiever and I wrote a little bit more. But the key thing is the lines are not parallel because their slopes are not the same. And then the lines are not perpendicular because although the slopes are opposite, they're not reciprocal. Okay? So there are two things that you could have written down there. Let's move on down. Looking at number 2. Number 2 says, if I can slide my thing over, write a slope-intercept equation for a line that is parallel to y equals -3/7x minus 9. Okay? Parallel. Parallel means same slope. So that's my slope. I'm going to steal it, or borrow, whatever you want to do, and plug that into my equation. So -3/7x, and then we're plugging in a 2 and 14. So we have to distribute, and we get y plus 2 equals -3/7x plus, now I don't have my handy dandy calculator in front of me, so I'm going to do this with you. -3 divided by 7, there's my fraction, times 14, and that's -14, and we get a positive 6. Okay? So to solve for y, we have to subtract 2 to both sides, and we get y equals -3/7x plus 4. That's my final answer, so I'm going to put it in a box, and I'm even going to highlight it for you guys. Okay, let's slide over and look at number 3. Okay, write a slope-intercept equation that is perpendicular to y equals 8x plus 1 and through the point -24/16. All right, so I need the opposite reciprocal of that. So opposite, that means it's going to be negative, and reciprocal we have to flip. Okay? And now we just plug in. We got -1/8. Then we got 16, and that turns into positive 24. Remember, no double signs. Go ahead and distribute. we get y minus 16 equals negative 1/8 x minus, and then we got to do negative, same thing as we did in the last one, negative 1/8 times 24. And we get negative 3. To get the y all by itself, we have to add 16 to both sides. And we get y equals negative 1/8 x plus, not 14, 13. And there you go. Sound good? Good. Moving on. Oops. Too many pages down. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, for number 3, if I can get there, what's it asking us to do? Did you read it? It says write the equation in slope-intercept form. You guys can do that. I'm pausing the video. You're on your own. Good luck. Okay, hopefully you watched your negative signs, and then you would have gotten y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 6. Okay, graph. So what I'm going to do, the 2 things we need for our graph is 1, we need to know our slope. And our slope was negative 3 over 2. Okay, and now our y-intercept is 0, 6. So that means that we start where we begin is positive 6, and then we go down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2. Okay, and there's our line. And then the final part, we have to connect our lines. I'm looking for my ruler right now. Draw the line. There we go. Okay. Now it says now graph the line through 6, negative 3, and 6, 4. Okay, so I'm drawing a new line. So we've got 6, negative 3, which is right there, and 6, 4. They want me to graph that line. So here we go. My ruler's all set. Okay, my slope for that line is undefined. Undefined slope, guys, special case. Special case, what do we notice? What is the exact same? Our x's. Undefined, that's an x equals graph, and for both of those, x equals 6. Okay, so that one's asking you a lot. Now, this next one, it's asking you to do the same thing. Okay, up, I went too high. So, A, B, C. Why don't you see if you guys can do all of them on your own, and when you come back, you'll see all the answers. Okay, pause the video, and good luck. Now remember, for A, you have to solve it first. Get y all by itself. Okay, so going through that, you should have gotten y equals 1/2 x minus 5. Remember, you gotta watch your negatives, because when you divide a negative divided by negative, it's a positive. So the next part, we had to graph it. I wrote down what my slope was. 0, negative 5 was where we began. And then you go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So that's the blue line. And then part C says now graph the line -1, -5, and -4, -5. So I put those 2 points in, I drew the line. It's a y equals graph because it's a horizontal line. I know that m equals 0, horizontal line, y equals -5. All right, let's flip it over. Whoa, too far. All right, so looking at number 6, it says Miss Carranza bought a new car in 2007 when her car was 2 years old. Its value was $21,860. By the time her car was 5 years old, the value was $17,900. Okay, part A says to write the slope-intercept equation that represents this situation. So, as I'm looking through this, I'm looking for my 2 sentences, and within those 2 sentences, they give us the information. So, x equals years, and y equals money. So my 2 points in the gray would be 2, and then 21,860. And then our other point is 5, and that is 17,900. Okay? They gave us 2 points. So if they gave us 2 points, that means we have to find the slope. Okay? Sorry guys, my pen's not working 100%, so I'm doing the best that I can. 5 minus 2. All right, so I have my calculator in my hand, so I'm doing 21,860, or hold on, 17,900 minus 21,860, and that gives us negative 3,960. 5 minus 3, no calculators. You should be able to do that. Okay? And when you divide that answer by 3, you should get a slope of negative 1,320. Okay? That's important because now we have to plug that into the equation. Okay? Our slope is negative 1,320. And you can use any number you want to, doesn't really matter. I'm going to do the second one. So we got 17,905. So remember, the first thing to do is to distribute. You go y minus 17,900 equals negative 1,320x, and negative times a negative is positive, and 1320 times 5 gives us a total of 6,600. Okay, so we have to add the 17,900 to both sides. And we get that y equals negative 1,320x plus 24,500. Woo! So there we go. That's our equation. Okay, so what does the slope represent? Well, the slope was negative 1,320. And what that means is the slope represents how much the car, because we talked about this, anytime you buy a car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it decreases each year. Okay, so the slope represents how much the car decreases each year. And then the y-intercept, well, the y-intercept, that was 0. And then 24,500, remember this is your x and that is your y. So 0, that's the years. So the y-intercept represents, if x is years, that's how long you've had it. Okay, so represents how much the car costs when you buy it. Brand new car, that brand new car was $24,500. Okay. Ooh, next question. What will the car be worth in 2015? Okay. So, worth 2015. This was our X, so that's our Y. We're trying to figure out what the Y is. So we use that same equation. And remember, we only worry about that last part right there. Whoop, sorry. That last part, however, that's the year 2015, right? When did we buy it? Well, Ms. Carranza bought it in 2007, so how many years have passed? Well, that's where we get 8 years. And this is the number that we need to plug in. Okay, so what I want you to do is pause the video and solve this on your own. Good luck. Okay, you should get $13,940. And now the last part is saying what year will the car be worth 11,300? So what year will it be worth? So what years are X, and that's our Y. Okay, so we got 11,300 equals negative 1,320X plus 24,500. Okay, so let's solve. We got to subtract the 24,500 to both sides. So I'm doing that on my calculator right now. We get negative 13,200 equals negative 120x. So to solve for x, we have to divide both sides by negative 1320. And when you do that in your calculator, we get 10 equals x. So what year would that be? Well, remember, she bought the car in 2007, so if we add 10 to that, the year would be 2017. Okay, and that's it. Now I know that side was pretty tough, so if you need help with it, you need some more explanation, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we're getting really close to that test day, and I'm not going to be here to help you when you take it. Okay? All right, guys, well, that's it for Algebra 1, Unit 3 review, number 2. Thanks for watching.